Good morning and welcome back to another video. This is literally an introduction to what you're going to see next, because I promised you a video a while ago about self-development and some very easy steps on how you can get yourself started, and it was a goal to get it up before the new year so that people can start implementing these changes for 2025. And we did do a video, which I think I'd already mentioned, but Andrew's face just wasn't on it very much, so it sounds like I'm talking to a voice in the background, which I am, but he is there. And the plan was to redo the video, as it wasn't supposed to be on it. He happened to just come in at the time of me filming, so I thought, you know what, I'll do a new one, a bit more of structure, where we're both sat on it together, but it's just not been done. And we're now the 19th of December, and I just thought I'm just going to edit the old one. So I just thought I'd come on to explain that the next bit of footage that you will see is from the beginning of November. So there's some things said in it that are obviously not recent. I don't want to edit it out because I just wanted the video to be very real, as it is just a conversation between me and Andrew. Just a bit of an insight into how I got started and the things that I do each day, the things that Andrew does each day, and just to give you an idea really of how you can get up and running in a bit more of a simpler form. You will hear me ramble on about books like no tomorrow, but that's just because that's the way it got me into it. And we understand, you know, that not everybody can read, not necessarily choose to read and you don't want to read, but some people just cannot read. And if that's the case, then there is also other options and the audiobooks. I've got my gorgeous new green fleece on, which it's just a zip up. It's only from Primark, but I've got it on with my green Adenola set, which I couldn't have just got about in today as it is raining. I've also brought a waterproof coat with me. But I do hope you enjoy this little bit of reality, really. And if I do get a chance before the new year's out, I will have done a bit more of a structured video. And if I've not, at least you've had this little bit. This is terrible. This is bloody terrible. I look like a nodding dog on it. Oh, this traffic's awful here now. If I do get the opportunity before New Year, I will do another video, a bit more structured. I can bring some props on to show you what I've got in what I do at home, and little examples of stuff that I've wrote down. Because I do think if you see the way someone does something physically, it makes it a bit more understandable for you. I think if I can show you a little bit of how I journal, how I write my gratitudes and my goal setting down, then it can give you a bit more of an idea of how you can start yours. I think when you've never seen it before, it's quite daunting, and you know, you think, what's all this about? Where do I even start? This is what I felt like when I first started YouTube. I used to think, well, what do I even video? Where do I start? But you've just got to do the initial step and then the rest will follow. Just be mindful that this video was filmed back in November, and you will have seen a few videos since then that we do discuss in this video, but some of it's funny, so I didn't want to cut it out. So I do hope, yeah, I'm at the retail park again. Must have been 500 times this last week, getting some last bits. So yeah, I do hope that it does make sense. Obviously I will do a structured one when I do get a minute, but I do think this is a healthy start. And one of the goals for me was to get a video like this up before the end of the year. And if I had not have done this one and then not have got a structured one up, I would have been absolutely fuming with myself that I'd not met my personal goal as well. I do hope you enjoy it.
Yeah. What's that?
What's that? Let's get this in place. Let's make sure you can see first things first, darling. Where are you going? Oh, bye. Bye. Bye then. I just thought this afternoon, while I've got a minute, we'll have a little chat about the things that I tend to do on a daily basis in order to live a happy life, which I have already discussed quite a few times on many other videos, but it is something that I implement into my daily life, and if you can start to do it, then it would highly benefit you. So I will continue to repeat myself because I just want the best for you guys. If you're stuck in a rut and you feel like crap when you're waking up every morning, you've got anxiety and depression, all of those things, if you just change something ever so slightly, it will help that a million times. Bear with. Speak about it because it'll make you feel better, for number one. Okay then. We have a little Maggie Clamp joining us today. No, that's not the Doddy. That's mine. This is your Doddy. No, you can't have Mummy's bracelet either. So, she's struggling to keep her hair clip in at the minute, or a bobble. So this hair is in her eyes on a daily basis. Yeah. Do you want this? Come here then. Lovely. I think I mentioned earlier about journaling, and if you've not got time to sit down with a book and a pen, or even if you don't know what journaling is, make it straightforward, make it easy. So to start, get yourself a notebook and pen, or use the notes in your phone, and write down each day 3 things that you're grateful for. So let's make that even simpler, because some people might not understand what the word grateful means. That means that you're being thankful for some things that you've got or that you have in your life. You're giving thanks for it. Because it's alright, keep preaching, be grateful and write things down that you're grateful for. Some people might not even know what being grateful is. If you're a beginner, sorry, it's a bit chaotic. If you're a beginner, then more than likely you might have heard the phrase but not necessarily understand what it means. So, for instance, today I went and picked my grandma and my auntie up, and we went over to Robin Park, which is just like a little shopping centre not far from where we live, and we went shopping for Maggie a Christmas present off there. So I went and picked her up, and we went over to Smith's, then we went into Subway and had some dinner and a cup of tea. Went up to Matalan next, TK Maxx. My grandma got a coat, and then I got back in the car, drove home, dropped him off. And to me, that is something to be grateful of for today, that I've had the opportunity to spend from 10:30 this morning till 1:30 this afternoon with my grandma and Ellen, which doesn't happen very often because I do work. I've got the kids, my grandma is always at home for me to go and visit, but life just takes over, and sometimes it can be weeks on end before I've seen her. So that was lovely today. So for me, that is something on my today's grateful list that will go down, that I've had time to spend with my grandma and my Auntie Lynn. So that's just a little example. Another example could be that I'm grateful for my voice in order for me to video this film footage. I'm grateful for my eyes to be able to read a book. I'm grateful for my hands to be able to write down all the things that I am grateful for in my notebook. Small things to be grateful of make big things come into your life and make things a whole lot better. If you can be happy with the very basics of life, then everything else will come naturally. If you're unhappy, you're only going to attract unhappiness. If you're happy, then that attracts more happy people into your life. If you sit with those sort of people who sit there every day complaining, moaning, consuming the time in everybody else, or look what they're doing, look what they've bought, look what they're putting out there, look what they've wrote on social media, look what they're advertising. Stop it there. Stop it right there. Don't get involved in it. You're consuming your time and energy into something negative, and that is only going to bring more of that. You want to be attracting the positive, the good. So that's why we do things. We spend our time with people that make us feel good, that uplift us, that do things that we love and enjoy doing. If that means that you lose people on the way, then that's okay. We grow up, we change, we do things differently that other people might not enjoy doing, and that's all okay too. We don't grow if we don't change, and if we don't fail, there is no growth. So in order to do better, you've got to fail a couple of times, pick yourself up, get back onto it, continue on your journey. And these things they're all what everybody in life does. There is a quote actually that says something along the lines of, you do lose people as you become more successful, or you become more positive, or you grow, you change the way that you live. And that's the reason that a Lamborghini only has 2 seats, unlike a Buzz having 30 odd seats. So, you're growing up in the world, you're going up, you're being more successful, you're creating this mountain for yourself to climb. And as you go up the mountain, it might become a little bit lonely. But I guarantee that when you get to a certain point of that mountain, you'll become friends with new people who are a bit more your wavelength, who are a bit more like-minded, people who are doing the same things as you. And I'm not saying that you'll fall out with these other people, because there's no need to fall out with people. Instead, there is no reason to be falling out with anybody. You have just changed, and in order for you to grow with your new change, you sometimes have to let go of things that no longer serve you. And you'll surround yourself with people who then are doing the same things as you, such as audio booking, journaling, listening to meditation, doing manifestation, all of those things. Because I guarantee when I very first started my self-development journey, which was 5 years ago now, thanks to Andrew that I even started, because if I did not meet that guy, I would probably still be the same old feral Nicola, which I was 5 or 6 years ago, which I'm so glad I have changed. But still, on my journey, I'm still changing, I'm still adjusting, I still do things wrong, and I still think, oh bloody hell, I probably shouldn't have done that. But, I've learned not to gossip, I've learned not to consume myself with what other people are doing. I stay in my own lane. And for those of you that do know me who are watching, that is one of my great traits now, at this moment of my life. I don't care what anybody else thinks of me. And quite frankly, whatever they've got to say about me, say about me. I only see that as a compliment. So if I'm winding someone up or I'm pissing someone off, then I'm doing something right in life. So you continue to be pissed off by me, and you continue to be fuming with things that I might be doing or I might be saying, and that's okay, because it doesn't involve me. I am still living a very, very healthy, happy life, regardless to what other people think of me. Once you get onto this journey, you start to understand things more, which it took a lot for me to get rid of that thought of, oh well, if I write that, or if I say this, or if I go there, what are people going to think? If I do YouTube, what is people going to think of me? Who does she think she is doing YouTube? How embarrassing, cringe over that. Guess what? I don't care. I do not give a flying iota what other people think about me. But that's just an example. There's many other things like work, business, things like that, but I don't consume myself in that. I literally have my business pages, and if it wasn't for social media bringing in the work, then I wouldn't have it. Because I'll be honest with you, other than YouTube, you can sit and talk and say what you want and you don't get judged. I don't feel that you get judged. Instagram, Facebook, you've got screenshots left, right and centre. Oh, such body said this, such body's doing that. Look at this, look what they're posting. I can't cope with it. So if you are one of them people who are finding yourself in that moment doing things like that and consuming yourself with what other people might be saying about you, that you think is about you, might not necessarily be about you, honestly, message me, because I'll send you some books over, start the self-development journey. And it might seem hard at the beginning because some of the books that you read are quite confusing. But if I can give you any tip in life of advice of changing how your mindset works, it's begin by reading. Understand that there is always a higher power above us, which is the universe, whether you call it the universe, God, whatever you want to call it. It's there and you can't change it. and you've got to work with that in order for it to bring you good things. If you've got a choice in life of choosing to be happy or upset, why are you choosing upset? The same with you've got a choice to choose to be positive or negative. Why would you choose to be negative? Once you start thinking them things, it only brings more of that. I am no guru, I am no self-help coach by no means, but I can only tell you the basics of what I've done over the last 5 years, which have helped me. So I was going to bring on to this video the books to show you what they look like, but I've lent them out, so I have had a good look and I can't find them, so I thought I'll get you my library up on my phone. First things first, I've opened it, and that's the thing that I've been listening to in the car on a daily, which is the Gabrielle Bernstein, The Universe Has Your Back. And for those of you that have the book app on your phone, you can download the audio of that on there. Once you've got your book app up and open, you can click on at the bottom library, and this is the library of mine, so this is what I've got. So I've got the book and the audio, I've got Manifest as an audio, Atomic Habits, I'm trying to read this back to front now, so Worthy, oh, Think and Grow Rich, Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Diary of a CEO, one of my all-time favourites, Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. I've got that audio and book. There's Blue Ocean Strategy, but that's a little bit complicated to understand. Healing is the New High. The Untethered Soul, that's a really, really good book, but it is quite complicated. The Secret. Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. That's a really good one. Here we go. This is Now We're Talking. So You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. And you have got Who Says You Can't You Do by Daniel Shediak. Now, them two books, I don't know if them names are pronounced correctly either, but them two books are the books that I was given to read initially. Andrew gave me this yellow one, You Are a Badass, and then he gave me the blue one. And I read them and it changed my life. Anybody else looking to change their life, get onto those two books. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of my library. So that is my library on my phone, what I listen to and what I read. The only book I've got to hand, which is here due to the fact Andrew and me do have a little flick through it occasionally when we come in the kitchen. Andrew does read it quite often. I do flick through a page at a time when I come in, and it is Tom's Fearless by Design book. So, like I said last time, clue is in the title, how to rid your fears of doing what you love in life and why don't be asked about what other people think, basically. So, there's Tom's book as well. You can also get Tom's book in audio, so you can download that to your phone and have it in your phone library. So them's just a couple of the books that I've read up to now, on top of quite a few other ones as well, which I haven't got saved in my library, but I have got the actual book. But I've lent them out, as I do everything, because people will come to me and say, Nick, like they need to change things. How can I? First thing I'll do is hand them a book. If you can read a book and you can see the difference from a book, then you know you're going to go somewhere with it. If you can't even read a book, then sorry, you're failing at the first hurdle. There's so many times I've said to friends, read that book. If you're not ready, you won't read it, and you'll not take it in. When you're ready to change, then you'll take it in. I think I might have read it a couple of times before I actually thought, wow, like I do that, oh my God, I do that. And I thought, no, I need to change, it needs to happen ASAP. As you can probably see, I am dressed in a new outfit because it is now the day after. So the previous bit of footage that you've just seen, the camera did die. So I didn't have a prepared battery to stick in the camera and continue, so my bad. I've sorted that now, I've now got another battery charged. So if it happens again, I'm prepared. Every time I've tried to do this today, somebody's walked in.
What are you doing?
Filming. Just started, 40 seconds. In fact, while you're here, it's actually about what sort of things you would do in your day.
Go on.
Like, motivational wise. I've just been on about books. What's one thing you do every day?
Breath work, meditation, visualisation.
Andrew's been doing this quite a while though.
Being present. I think being present has been a big one for me. Yesterday, wasn't very present.
But for someone, you know, like starting new, so I'm saying this to these because somebody might never. I've even said that write down your things that you're grateful for, but they might not even know what the word grateful means because they've never come across it before. So if they're a beginner, I've showed them my books and things like that, but simple things. What you ever first started doing, right at the beginning, what was the first thing you did?
For motivation.
For just your self-development journey, gratitude.
Yeah, gratitude.
Writing down what you're grateful for.
Where I got it wrong a little bit, I was a little bit like militant with it, like, so I would do things that I'm grateful for, but if I look back on it, it was the same things every day because it's like I just had to get it done rather than feeling it. So when it's all well good, I could get a pen out now and go, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this. But I'm not, I'm just writing it. Whereas if you sit down and take your time
and think proper,
take 2 minutes to relax and then actually feel grateful for it, and then throughout your day then.
Because some people have put books on, but some people can't read, can they? Not can't read,
No,
don't
they
want
don't
to
like
read.
to read. Yeah, I was a bit like that. But that book, Who Says You Can't, You Do.
That's what I've just put on.
Because you have to
do things, don't you?
Yeah, like assign yourself to it, don't you? I would say that was a good book. The Secret's a good book.
I've just showed them my gallery because I don't know
where
where
I give you is a good one.
Wait.
That's a good one.
You wear a
The yellow one.
bonnet? Yeah,
the yellow one.
I've showed all them, but I was just thinking of other ways for people if they've not got access
I would say
to
just
things,
get a little
just write
notepad.
them down.
Look, I've got 2. I don't know where the one's upstairs and one's at car. Just write 3 things that you're grateful for, and then throughout your day, try and make a note of something that you're grateful for, and then you'll feel it in the moment then, rather than it being past. So someone does something for you, or something nice happens, you can be grateful for it then.
And another one I do think is when you've got to learn to not give a shit what other people think of you.
Yeah, massively. I also do it for you and no one else. That falls in the same bracket, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's just a couple of Andrew because mine are quite... You've done it a long time though, haven't you?
Yeah.
So
fighting, innit? It goes hand in hand with putting yourself out there, doesn't it?
But yeah, I had that. I had breath work.
Breath work, meditation.
But breath work's quite... I don't find that...
Breath work can get you into meditation. It's a good way. Like, if I do breath work, it leads me into a good...
And meditation, when people say meditation, it's not... You're not necessarily... You can put on a guided meditation, can't you, that you can get on YouTube and stuff like that.
My thing was just, I couldn't do it.
For long
I don't
enough.
have time. And then the granddad said to me, he said, if you've not got 20 minutes in your day, there's something drastically wrong with your life. And it was like a massive...
I've not got 20 minutes in my day to do that. I've not.
Just make it. If you've not got 5 minutes...
I've got 5 minutes. I've not got 20.
But then 5 will turn into 15 and then 10.
You can start less, but if an easiest way to do it is when you're lying for a good sleep at night, then do it then, because you know you're not moving anywhere, you're staying in bed, aren't you? So put your headphones on and put a guided meditation on off YouTube, and that can start your process then. But I had my books, gratitude, breath work,
or meditation,
and then meditation. They sort of put together, didn't they?
What's this for? Or just self-help?
Just self-development for people, so like how to live not necessarily, well yeah.
How to live a healthier life.
How to be, how to change. Yeah. Because, I mean, a lot of people, like, sounding rude, are in denial, aren't they?
Yeah.
And they don't think they need change. Yeah. Whereas, the first things first, you have to accept that you want change, otherwise...
What do you want? What do you want from it though, at the same time?
And why do you want change? What are the things that you want change? Like, one of my things on my list was being a bit hot-headed over stupid things.
What were blueberries?
That's a funny story actually now, and to look back at it was Andrew had made me some pancakes. No, how did the initial story start? I can't remember.
It was Gabby, the girl's cookbook.
I've still got that book upstairs. You know Gabby,
the Love Islander.
the Scouse girl. Gabby, what's her name on Instagram? Begins with G, doesn't it? No.
Gabby Allen.
Gabby Allen. on Instagram. We had a cute group. You bought me it, didn't you?
Yeah.
And
I'd
asked you, hadn't I? No, I don't like blueberries, so I said don't put blueberries on it. This was in COVID days, wasn't it?
It was tense times anyway, like when you look back.
But I said don't put blueberries on it because I don't like blueberries.
But I just did it to the picture, didn't I? Like there was blueberries on the picture. There were oat pancakes or oat and banana pancakes with blueberries on and yogurt. So I thought, I'll just took a couple on because then it's a bit picturesque, same as the picture.
Each page had a picture with instructions, so Andrew wanted me to come to look like the picture in the boot, which is fine.
Mistake, that was.
But to me, I was like, no, I've actually not put blueberries on my pancakes.
You're trying to control me.
No, you're trying to control. You're trying to control what I'm eating. I was going mad, wasn't I? Actually, I lost my head.
It was tense times. Like, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, but even in them moments, I was still only reading my books then, when
No,
I'd
you
only
were
just
like
started
nowhere
today.
near.
I was a beginner then. Like some of you guys know, who's might have already started this journey, but if you've not, things will still trigger you. Things still trigger us now, don't they? You say you react to it.
That was nothing to do with blueberries, was it? It was to do with other stuff underlying stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, what we didn't really know at the time, but we both were yet to discover. In a good way, like, do you know what I mean?
Anyway,
Get Molly May on this here. He's helping you.
so yeah, go on. I've done that. What else?
Structure. But like, don't be regiment, like, it's
Yeah,
hard,
so
innit?
Andrew, I would say 2 years ago, I got my diary out into over there and I said to you, so much stuff I was reading that I was writing, and it was just the way you were behaving, wasn't it? Like with your life of structure, it was dead regimented like a soldier. It was too much. But it was only in your camp, really, wasn't it? I get it. Like it was during a fight camp, and you saw it as if he didn't do something in that day, like you'd failed that day type of thing. A bit, I don't know. It was a bit.
It's just all
Ever known.
it's a bit much in it. Like,
But
if you don't see it.
at the time, I'd say that was that your first fight camp back before you'd fought again. Because although we've been together for 5 years, Andrew wasn't able to fight for the majority of that time yet, have you?
No, yeah.
So I've never experienced any of these camps up until 2 years ago. So it's probably his first ever fight camp that I'd been involved in. And he was like a different person. But he was regimented, like seriously regimented when I look back. And you probably think that now, don't
Oh, yeah,
you?
massively, yeah. Massively.
So don't be that intense on yourself, because it's
That's
a bit.
what I was saying, like with the gratitude before. Like, so say for instance, I had to do that in order for me to have a good day, which is completely the wrong way. So I had to wake up in the morning and go, I need to do this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. And if I don't, like if I was having a bad day, I'd go to that, expecting it to fix it. And it was like putting a plaster over a chopped leg. It wasn't that, it was just work that I need to do on myself.
Yeah.
So that's what you've got to see it as. But also, you won't see, it's like compound interest, you won't see it straight away, but know that it has a very long lasting effect.
The more you do it,
Yeah.
the
So
more
don't
you get back
expect to
from
see,
it.
Like,
You're not going to get £1 million overnight,
Yeah,
basically. So
also,
you've got to
you
put
are-
the work
you are
in
that
to get
£1
it.
million.
Yeah, you've already got it. You've
Yeah,
just got to find a
no,
way
but
to
you are
work to
that
get
£1
it.
million, so you are like, when you're doing all this, you're investing in yourself, but you might not see it straight away. You might only see it when next time you get into a heated argument in traffic and you don't respond the way you used to. Little things like that.
Yeah, that was something I used to do a lot.
I'm gonna.
Go on. Just got his coffee machine on, grind some coffee while I'm filming. Of course he is. While that's happening, I've been to Trafford Centre today.
Really?
If I talk to screen close, yeah. And I've picked up some more of this Glow recipe. Q drops, not dew drops, because it's got a bit of a tint in it. Because I've none left. £32. I nearly dropped fruit flour. £32 for that. Size at bottle. I didn't think it was that expensive.
I give it, was it?
every morning now Maggie comes to the side of bed, doesn't she, and picks this up, but there's none in the other one now, so I've treated myself to that today. And I also got a cord set from Stravidus, which now I've no receipt for because I paid on that self-serve thing, and it said I had to put my phone number in, which I've done, and it's not sent me no receipt. So if it doesn't fit me, I'm a bit screwed because it can't really go back. But I will show you quick why this is a vlog about clothing. But they're like wide leg knitted pants. With a long sleeved hooded ribbed cardigan, zip up, 2 zips, so it looks dead nice. I put it on and I unzipped it down a bit at top and a bit up at bottom. I mean, it was like £53 for both, so I was debating taking it straight back when I got out at Q, because I thought, what, I didn't think it was that much, I didn't look at price, I'm murder for that. And now I've no receipt for even take it back if I wanted to, so it best fit. Anyway, back to the reason we was chatting.
Goal setting. Big one at the minute.
Oh yeah, goal setting, so set yourself some goals. I do that all the time, but I don't. Do you know what? If you write them down, you're more likely to do them. That's science, that, isn't it? Statistics. That if you write it down, then you're more likely to do it. So if you write something down and you give yourself a time frame, obviously you work towards your goal. You don't have to do it smack bang on that date, like, but somewhere near it. I got mine out the other day, didn't I? Because I found it outside of my bed where I was looking for something in drawer. And mine from the beginning of this year, what I found now was my goals, which I have met. Even though I've not looked back at that paper since January, I know I've wrote them down somewhere. So because I've wrote them down, I've made myself do it. And it can be small things, can't it? Because when people set goals, some people make goals that are not, well, they're not realistic either. So like, you're not going to reach them unless you give yourself a 10-year goal. It's a bit different. But if you want something like soon, then you need to make it realistic. What type of goals would you set? Would you set even in regards to this self-help stuff? Then what could they set?
So say for instance.
So set yourself some goals for starting this process, type of thing.
Yeah.
By reading a book. One book, you need to have read it within
30 days.
There you go, 30 days. That's one goal that you can set yourself. I do think though, if people can't read, I get that people don't like reading, but they can audio because I've got that on mine.
How long do you spend on your phone?
Yeah, so you put
Reading
your phone down and you read.
Nonsense.
Scrolling through Instagram, social media, all that should stop. Not necessarily stop, but slow it down a little bit.
I'll send all those things.
Maybe got coffee. I can't bear that coffee smell, gives me a headache.
Set goals is massively in it. Do you want to be happy? Do you want more financial freedom? Do you want a new job? Do you want... A lot of it boils down to happiness, doesn't it? In my opinion.
And like have a look around you about who you sit with, type of thing. The people who you around, who you surround yourself with, because I think that's a massive one, isn't it, as well? Especially for starting out, because if you sat with wrong people initially, you're not going to go nowhere. What's the saying?
Show me your 5 friends, I'll show you your future, innit?
Yeah, but what was the crabs in a bucket?
Crab in a bucket.
Crabs in a bucket. So depends on, are they really there to help see you grow, or do they want you to remain sat with them
In that bucket.
doing shit all the way to it, basically? And a lot of them are, aren't they?
And you'd be surprised. It can be family, it can be friends.
Your best mate.
It can be anyone. Pops up in different ways, and the more and more you grow.
I shared something actually, and there's a memory on my Facebook the other day, which was from 2 years ago, of me, and it's saying like it's who you surround yourself with, and people that you get rid of. And some people are only made to be on your journey for that particular time, isn't it? So is it?
Some are meant to be in for a chapter, and some are meant to be in for the full story, aren't they?
Yeah, so some are there for the chapter, but they're not there for the whole book. Something like that, isn't it? And you'd lose friends. Not necessarily lose friends, you just change and you want to grow and do something that they don't want to do. And if they want to stay where they've already sat and they don't want to grow, then leave them there. You continue on your journey without them. And you can be grateful that they've been in your life, because they will have made changes to your life, won't they, at that point? But then you'll meet new people.
Sometimes people see it as a negative thing, don't they?
Who do things
A little bit more in common. It's like when you're in school.
Yeah, you leave school, don't you? You probably don't speak
school,
to...
don't you? You don't get upset with that.
No. We are going to start doing this as one of our goals.
Halloumi flatbreads, I've already thought of it, but I couldn't find a pen.
There's some halloumi
flatbreads.
Because we was having Hello Fresh, weren't we? And I cancelled it because we kept going... Well, you have to go on every week for updated meals, and we was forgetting, weren't we? And if you forget, they send...
Lentil dal.
Lentil
dal. You can keep your lentil dal.
What was that other one the other day?
I had lentils on food for
the
a week.
Kidney bean soup.
Keep it. You can keep your kidney beans.
But bearing in mind, we're paying £54 or £55 for that food, aren't we?
Not a chance.
But at the beginning, it asks us what food you like. So I'd put veg and meat. So that's why they've sent us 2 veggie meals, which is fine. But we don't eat lentil. Well, we don't eat a lentil meal, do we?
Be furious if someone handed me a lentil meal.
It's not giving you the calories, is it?
I'm just furious.
So I've changed. We've got this, which Jodie bought me in June. Whatever, November.
One of my goals.
So thanks, Jodie. We'll begin to use it. And we're going to start writing our meals down on this and go and getting the ingredients with a little tick at the side when we bought them. That is one of my goals, my new goals, that. I don't cook.
So another goal, have a pen in the house.
Pen and pad. Go out and buy yourself one, they're not so much. You can go to Pound Shop and buy them.
Amazon.
A pack.
Come here tomorrow, won't it?
Amazon Prime. I actually sit, like there's no moment in your day where you need, you was a bit like that then I suppose, wouldn't you? You used choose a certain time of your day to do what you did. So like what time of day did you meditate? Did you used to have a set time? In the morning you do everything.
Morning,
whereas it doesn't matter really when you do it, just do it whenever you can put it in.
Don't put it off, is what you're trying to say, isn't it? Like,
yeah, but I can be setting every single day. I say thank you to the universe for everything that it's brought into my life and everything that it continues to bring into my life, and I wish it to continue to keep us happy, healthy and whatever else. But I'll say that numerous times in a day, or I might only say it once, but I could be driving my car and think I've not said it today, and I'll say it in my car out loud. You can be anywhere you want, you don't even have to say it out loud, do you?
No, UK does it. It's nice when you say it out loud.
Yeah, I said it in Sauna the other day at gym, when you'd got out. The door opened as I was saying it, and I thought it was you coming back in, and when I looked it was another guy, and he just walked in and sat down an hour they were speaking, and I was like, who am I? But he might go away and do that now.
Yeah, correct.
But yeah, you don't have to be doing it at set times every day, unless you've got that spare time every morning to get up and do it. Like some people get up at 5 a.m. to do these things, don't they? Because they've not, and I really should, because that is something I said yesterday, wasn't it?
Gym.
That I don't get time to do things for me anymore. So I should make that time, whether it be getting up at 5, which is probably not going to happen anytime soon. But if I got up at 6, it's a bit more realistic for me. I did set my alarm this morning for 6:30, but get up and train in house, but I got up at 7:30.
It was nice this morning, wasn't it? It's quite a nice morning, wasn't it?
Maggie slept free for us, hasn't she, for past 3 nights. I did get up last night because I heard her cry. Do you know what's happened? And it's, I don't know about you, although you've actually, have you felt like you've slept through?
What do you mean?
Over the last few nights?
Well, I felt like we've had a better sleep, like, yeah.
But I feel like I've put myself in this routine of not sleeping like
Oh, massively, yeah. Like, there was a point where if she'd cry, or it was getting to 11 o'clock, I thought it's pointless me going to sleep now and doing my nighttime meditation because she's going to be up.
Yeah.
And then she wasn't, but I was still up. And then
waiting for her, ain't
yeah, like, and then when she does wake up, you do it again. Whereas, like, now I give myself permission to go back to sleep. I know it sounds mad, but...
See, I've not. Last night, she only murmured, and I thought I jumped up straight away, and before I even got into her room, she'd stopped crying.
Yeah.
But I'm just cautious because our job is getting woke up by Hunter, and he was shouting, and I thought...
but that's when she went through a couple of bad nights, though, wasn't it?
She hasn't been well, to be fair. She's had a chest infection, so that maybe is the reason. why she's not, and she's got loads of teeth.
Mm.
So she's probably been teething as well. So now I'm in a routine, a baby routine of waking up for it night. Like, what's all that about? So I need to snap out of that. Somebody needs to just have her overnight for a few nights for us, doesn't they? And then we can just have her lie in and know we don't have to wake up. Because when she's not here...
But that's what this morning was. It was nice though this morning, wasn't it?
I'd been up though last night. I got up once.
Yeah, I know, but like this morning, rather than you getting up at like 5, it was actually nice just to have a...
Chill. She has been awake, hasn't she, though? Like, at 5 some mornings. And we could get up, but because we've been woke up that many times during the night, broken... If she just woke up at 5, we'd be all right with it, wouldn't we? But she's up. Well, she was up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just can't
And
possibly
even if
get
you're
up.
not getting up, you're still awake, aren't you? Like, it's...
But our
Unless
job
she
was
was
getting
joking.
aggravated, so then he were up. It was just a nightmare, wasn't it? The joys of having a baby anyway. Well, she's not a baby now, she's a little girl, isn't she? Toddling about. I think that might be it, what I had wrote down. Listen, I don't know where I put it.
You phone?
No, I had it wrote. I wrote it down yesterday for what I was going to video on here for me. I had reading, meditation, breath work,
Have you touched on like...
writing gratitude.
like there's different ways to learn though, like so like you can listen. I don't read that much anymore, I listen.
Yeah, so I've showed them my library and we thought, well, I can't
like
now,
audio
something
book and
like
that.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Said there's books, there's audio
You'll
books.
always find an excuse when it comes to something though, where you're like, oh no, I'm not going to, but you can literally be driving and...
Also fitness, I've not mentioned that. It might not be for everybody, but even just moving. I can see a massive difference in me because I've not trained. Can you?
Personality wise?
Just in general? Like, yeah, maybe. Personal, I don't know. I just feel like, for me, I feel better in myself if I train.
Yeah, I've wondered.
But I've not been able to go to gym. But then when I went gym the other day for the first time in about fucking 6 weeks, I felt alright.
Told them your squatting thing.
No.
Tell them.
That was my first going new gym that Andrew went taking Maggie to the swimming pool and I thought I'll go in gym while we're here. So I went in and there was a few people in but they were a bit older. There was one guy in what was a PT a bit younger, so I said, excuse me, do all the machines have a sign on them that show me what I'm doing because I'm a bit clueless? You could have come with me and showed me really, couldn't you? But we had Maggie. And it's quite basic, the gym really. The machines and that weren't what I thought they were going to be. Anyway, I goes in and I'm looking around. He was like, yeah, everything's got something on except these ones here. I've pointed at these machines and I thought, right, well, I'll not be using them today because I don't know what I'm doing. And I seen this guy doing this squat machine. So basically you put your back against the padded... What do they call it? There's a name for
it. You
it.
basically just put it on the shoulder, like a shoulder rack in it.
Yeah, but there's two ways you can use the machine. So one sticker said I could face forward, so the pillow was here, and I could hold it there and squat down. Or the other side showed a picture of the person facing outwards,
And the squat things go
and the squat comes forward, so then your back goes down. So either your face were going down it, or your back were going down it. So I thought I'll do it with my back, because I don't want people, you know, if they see me there with my face against this pillar and I'm doing it all wrong, right? So I got on it, and I pushed it up and it released the thing, and then I started to squat down, and I thought, what the fuck? My knees buckled. I've got bad knees anyway, me. No, I couldn't push it back up. There was only 25 kilograms
25 aside,
on either side of this machine. I've not squatted. I bet I don't even squat with 10. And if I squat, usually me, I would just use my dumbbells, which is 5s. That man 5s, isn't there?
That could be one of your goals to squat heavy though.
Or 7.5, depending. So 25 kg on either side of this bar. But the release thing had gone. There was only one way of me getting up and I had to push it up. You wanted to say to me, I'm terrible, I bet there's cameras in there and all. Anyway, I've done that and I felt better after it. So I've not been back since, but I am going to do something in the house tonight. I got in a routine of doing it, didn't I, when I put baby at bed, but...
It's been a bit up the wall at the moment.
But also now at night, because it's darker outside, I won't be like editing videos. I don't get time to do that. That takes me a couple of hours at a time. There's so many things that I want to do for myself and I've just not got a minute to do it in. So I just need to write myself a bit more of an action plan of what time of day I'm fitting that in. Like today I could have stayed at home and done it all really, but I went Trafford Centre instead. But I needed to get out. I need to buy something because I've been on a spending ban. So I've wasted money on, well, it's not waste, but on that little outfit is because I'm not going to send it back now.
When you go to gym next then?
Well, I'm working tomorrow. I'm on NHS tomorrow and Friday.
Saturday morning.
All kids are at home Saturday.
Alright.
You got gym on Saturday morning?
I can just go at 11.
It depends. I used to go to classes at Andrew's gym, and that was all okay when Maggie was like small, wasn't it? And to be fair, at minute, because you're in this camp, 6 months long. This camp's been, by the way. I'll keep saying that, but
That's how I control though.
back at gym, like sometimes you would have Maggie upstairs with you, wouldn't you? And at the minute, it's just not ideal with the intensity of the training that Andrew needs to be doing and stuff like that. So I wouldn't put that on him at minute. But usually, if I got gym, she would sit, wouldn't she, in a chair and stuff, or in a walker at one point, and she'd just get about round edge at mats. But she screams, doesn't she, and cries. And now she's walking. She can climb out of that.
She sees us doing anything that doesn't involve her. She's like,
She wants to go, doesn't she?
what the bloody hell are you doing?
So I just can't take her at gym as much as she's welcome there, and everyone's like, just bring her. And I'm like, I can't bring her because I wouldn't be able to train for one,
No.
and I wouldn't be doing
She's
it
at that
right.
stage where she doesn't want anyone else.
No, she's a
Like
bit
if
like,
if I give her to Thomas or Lewis, it's a matter of seconds before she's coming back in it.
yeah. She just
Yeah,
gets
but
dead
maybe-
upset, doesn't she, at
yeah.
minute?
Maybe that's something we need to work on.
I know we're a bit selfish with her, aren't we?
It's not, yes.
We don't underrate very often. No, we don't not
It's not
underrate.
that, it's a lot,
just
it's a
that,
lot, isn't it? It's a lot.
and for other people as well who are working full time and that, into it's hard for them for actually on their days off. They don't want to be mauling with a baby, do they?
Shouldn't sit still, my nan. Same with my nan at the weekend, wasn't it? Bless her.
Andrew's nana had a weekend,
would she, bless her?
which will be another video you'll see of us when we went. I videoed all that, didn't I, when we went for a little date night on Saturday. But Andrew's nana had her Maggie. And when we got there,
Forgot to give her the pram.
she'd literally been 4 hours she had her for burning. It's a long time, that, isn't it? And we got there and she was like, she's been very active. Andrew, she's Scottish, isn't she?
No, it's not Scottish. She's Irish.
Irish.
Well, I
You're
rang
acting.
it. I rang saying, Andrew, you didn't leave the pram. She's not stopped.
But we got in the house, right? And when we got back at car, we went, you could tell, couldn't you, a rumor everywhere. And his answer was like,
It must have been hot at house, bless
it
her,
looked
'cause
like
Marbles.
the wet bandits.
the
I
wet
was just
bandits, man.
How come I was
Bless her.
thinking that?
Bless
You've
her.
not said that to me, have you?
No. Bless her.
I was thinking the exact
But
same.
like, she
though.
wouldn't change it for the world, would she? Like, that's her, like, she's amazing.
No.
That gives her life, doesn't it? She's coming tomorrow, actually.
So yeah, even though we're still on these self-help programs, whatever you want to call it, our lives aren't perfect. Nobody's life is it? And we all go through, like me at minute, I just don't know whether I'm coming or going, but that's only down to me if it's all right. But there's not really much else for offer, is there? Like, for
It's got to get started.
today's the day. Don't keep putting it off. Don't.
There's no day like today.
And then here is me just closing this vlog down. So it was a bit of an abrupt ending. I do apologise for that. We was filming when Maggie was asleep and she did wake up. That is why Andrew did disappear. So I've ended the vlog there. I do hope that it's made sense. I hope that you can understand sort of the gist that we're getting at. And if you do require any more advice or any more questions, please do send me a message. If you're not already subscribed on YouTube, then please click the subscribe button. And I don't know why, but it's not allowing me to have the comment board on it. I do need to have a look into it so that I can change that so people can comment below. If not, please follow me on at Nicola Hoctor over on Instagram and send me any messages via that. And I can help you get started, or I can guide you in the right direction for books and things like that. So I do hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry it was around about 8 weeks old, but like I say, at some point in the next few weeks I will sit and video a structured one for 2025. but I just wanted to get this one up before the end of the year so that I have met my own personal goals. So thank you again for coming back to watch it, and I do hope, if I don't do another video and it's up before Christmas, that you all have a lovely Christmas.